Hello, everyone. This is Liz at the Jones Group, and with me today is Jennifer Richards, Voices for Children.
Hi, Liz.
Hey, how are you?
Great, thanks.
Thank you for being here. I really love having you guys on there, and it's been wonderful to actually be part of your organization now for a while. And I'm super excited to bring this once again to our audience.
Well, thank you.
Well, I just wanted you to take a minute, Jennifer. Will you explain a little bit more about what Voices for Children is and
Sure.
where you're helping young people and how the organization works and is funded?
Wonderful. Wow, that's a lot. So, Voices for Children is the court appointed special advocate or CASA program for Riverside County. And we recruit and train and support very special volunteers here in the county who work one on one with a child in foster care or a sibling group. And they spend time getting to know the case child and learn what their needs are and make sure that those needs are met. And then they do once every 6 months, they do a report that they submit to the court with their recommendations about what the child might need. And they provide really critical information that the court wouldn't have without that one-on-one connection with the children.
What's like an example of some of that hypothetical needs that the kids might have?
Sure. Well, let me tell you a little story. First of all, we had a youth who turned 18 and she was looking for her first job. And as I'm sure you know, looking for your first job can be really overwhelming. And then imagine doing it during a pandemic and without parents to guide you. Well, the youth's CASA helped her identify businesses that might be hiring and helped her fill out job applications. And the young lady now has her first job working at a fast food restaurant, and she's just so excited.
That's
So that's just one of many, many examples. Right now, COVID has really challenged some of our children, and we have another volunteer who's working with two children who are part of a sibling set of 7. And they have been reunited with their mom, and the mom is doing really well. Well, she was until COVID hit, and then the kids needed to, do distance learning. They didn't have Wi-Fi or the devices they needed for 7 children to participate in distance learning. So the CASA contacted the school district and worked to get everything they needed so the kids can stay on track. And get this, the mom doesn't have a car, so the CASA picked up the devices and delivered them to the family too. So they
wow.
really just fill all those gaps where the social workers and the attorneys really, just can't step in because their caseloads are too heavy.
So it's a friend more than anything. It's a parental friend figure.
It
And
is an adult, having an adult who is looking out for your best interests. And it's really more than a friend, because the most important thing that the CASAs do is provide that connection to the court and make sure that the court has all the information they need to make really critical decisions.
um,
I'll tell you one more great story about a young lady who she was changing placements, and she had said privately to her CASA that she really wanted to stay in the same school district. She wanted to be able to stay in her school. And that's something that our kids face all the time. They change placements, they change schools, and everything's new again. They have to start over. It's a really big challenge. And this young lady, she told her CASA that she wanted to stay within the school district, but she wasn't brave enough to stand up in court and tell the court that. So the CASA made sure that the judge was aware of her interest in staying in the same school and made sure that her next placement allowed her to do that.
oh, that's wonderful. I would imagine that'd be traumatic if you have to create new
Yes.
friends. Not only do you create a new family, but now you have
Right.
friends at school. So you've broken down your entire support system. And
That's true.
so the CASA is there for you. That's incredible. I love
That's
this.
right.
So if somebody, first of all, I just want to say that I have a special person on my own team that is one of those CASAs. Leanna,
Yes.
who works with me, is one of your active CASAs, and she loves it. She's been doing that for about a year now. And it's fun when she says, I have to go to court today. And I said, no problem. So she would go. And
It's for a good reason.
yes, he's given me a lot of great insight up to this position. So we're very blessed.
Wonderful.
But let's say somebody else wants to be a volunteer. Is there training available for that?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, we are always looking for more volunteers. We always have a waiting list of kids who are waiting to be matched with their very own CASA volunteer. We're currently conducting 5 to 6 web-based information sessions every month. So if your visitors or viewers would like to check out www.speakupnow.org, they can see those dates that are available. They just click on it and sign up, and they can take part in the training or the information session from the comfort of their own home. We are hosting a new training class almost every month for the rest of this year. So there's no wait in getting involved. Once they go to the information session and decide it's something they're really interested in pursuing, the next step would be an interview and then registering for that training. And we're always looking for anyone with a heart for kids. And even more so than that, we're always looking for gentlemen.
Oh,
so
great, yeah.
We frequently have young men or young boys who, for whatever reason, a variety of reasons, really would be best placed with a gentleman.
Sure.
So
a guy to a guy. You can
yep, you got it. That male role model sometimes has been lacking, and to have that kind of presence in their life would really help these children. So if your viewers know of people who are really good with kids and might be interested in something like this, please give them a little nudge and tell them about us and all the great impact that they could have on a child's life.
That's huge. That's huge. And I know someone's going to ask one last question. So
Sure.
What kind of time is involved in being a CASA?
Great question. So we ask that our volunteers commit to an 18-month period of time where they will volunteer. And the reason that we do that is really an important one. It's because these kids have seen adults come and go throughout their lives, and we don't want the volunteer to be just another person who's there and gone. So we ask them to make that commitment, and we certainly understand that life happens, and jobs get transferred, and people have to leave the area, or they have health concerns that prevent them from continuing. But we ask that going in, that people are prepared to make that commitment. And then it's usually about 10 to 15 hours a month that the CASA volunteer would spend on their case. And that would involve time spent one-on-one with the child, visiting with them, getting to know them. It might involve conferences with the school to make sure that their education is on track. It might involve advocating for therapy, or a new uniform for football, or whatever they may need. And then there is a once every 6 months court hearing that the CASA would also participate in.
Wonderful. Well, it doesn't seem like it's a big struggle, but what a rewarding way to give back.
Absolutely.
Wonderful.
And the kids just really, really thrive when they have this extra adult in their lives.
That's wonderful. What a great organization. I'm so glad to be part of it. And
we are glad to have you part of it.
Thank you. Well, just to recap for everyone, if you'd like to find out more, you can go to www.speakupnow.org to find out more. Or you can reach out to either Jennifer or myself, and I'll make sure the contact information is in the body of this email. And Jennifer, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for all that you do for these children. And
well, thank you for your support, Liz. We truly are grateful to have wonderful partners like you.
Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful week. And thank you for the bottom of my heart for what you give.
Thank you. Have a great day.